You disappeared.
I know.
Okay.
I know. There I am. Okay. I don't know how that happened, but anyway.
Okay.
I'm back. Oh, and there's Pam. I don't know how this is happening. So everyone needs to be muted, and maybe that will solve it for good. I hope. We'll see. Whatever it is, it is. So welcome everyone. Thanks for coming this morning to Christ-centered yoga. So last week we talked about silence, and the value of silence within and without. And today we're going to talk a little bit about prayer. And it's just thinking about very simple prayers during the day. So if you aren't resting back already, please do that if you'd like. Just resting back on your mat comfortably so that we can truly begin our journey of presence this morning. And as you're resting down, beginning to look around you at your environment, the space where you rest. Noticing shapes, noticing colors, sacred, ordinary. Just look. And then guiding your gaze to center, if it's comfortable for you, close your eyes. And as your eyes close, sending your awareness out into your environment to listen. So listening to sounds around you in your home or wherever you are, sounds outside, inside, maybe your own breath, just listen. And so this listening practice is truly a practice for listening to our inner voice, that voice of God within, the voice of your deepest knowing. Listening to center. Just listen. And notice now what effect listening has on your body. Do you notice any change in sensation as you quiet your thoughts or direct your awareness to the sounds around you? Just listen. It's like a little listening meditation. Becoming aware now in some way of the space you occupy, the space, the air in the room, space that, the air that brushes your skin, a place where you are seen and known and loved and held. And though we all occupy separate spaces, we really are connected. That interconnection of spirit is weaving us all together in the body of Christ, one body. And coming home to your body here, your physical body resting, and maybe notice what you brought with you today in your body. I just did a meditation this morning about welcoming in everything, even the parts that might not feel so great today. Just being aware and acknowledging without trying to fix or analyze. Just notice what your state of mind is, what the state of your body is, and welcome it all, because all of it has something to teach us. So take a moment to scan your body, scan your heart, and notice where you are this morning within your own body. As you notice those places, I invite you to connect with a sense of compassion. Sometimes if we have uncomfortable places, we're tempted to scoot away as quickly as possible. But this morning, what would it be like to embrace all that you've brought with you with compassion? And as you notice how you're feeling, let's begin to draw your awareness to your breath. And again, no judgment, just notice how your breath feels today. And then, well, just take a moment. It's easy to rush off and want to do something else, but let's just take a moment to notice your breath moving in, breath moving out, and how does that feel for you this morning? And if it's comfortable for you, beginning now to maybe deepen your breath as you take your breath in, softening in the belly so that your belly can just balloon out and expand. On your inhale, and then soften and rest on your exhale. So try that kind of breath a couple of times. No worries about doing it right, just notice. And as you notice your breath, let's begin to be aware of that second of silence at the top of your inhale. And if you'd like to lengthen that moment, just count maybe to 3 or 4. But notice silence on the top of your inhale. And then notice silence at the bottom of your exhale. And as you rest in your breath, I'm going to share with you from Jesus Always this morning. As Jesus says here, the more you trust me, the more fully you can live in the present, where my presence awaits you always. Speak to me frequently. I trust you, Jesus. I love you, O Lord, my strength. These short prayers keep you close to me, confident that I am lovingly watching you. So notice those short prayers. I trust you, Jesus. I love you, O Lord, my strength. And that prayer, I love you, O Lord, my strength, is actually our verse for this morning. It's Psalm 18, just verse 1. As David sits before the Lord as he's escaped from his enemies and says, I love you, O Lord, my strength. As you take that in and digest it a little bit, notice how it feels in your body to say that. How does it feel in your body, your heart, your spirit? And Mother Teresa was one to say those prayers like that, those short little prayers during the day. And this is what she says about it. She says, you can pray while you work. Work doesn't stop prayer, and prayer doesn't stop work. It requires only that small raising of mind to him. I love you, God. I trust you. I believe in you. I need you now. Small things like that. They are wonderful prayers. So I invite you today to maybe return to that place through your practice, those small, meaningful prayers. I love you. I trust you. I love you, oh Lord, my strength. I need you now. How often could we use that one? So Father God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, Mother, we offer up this time to you today that we might be inspired to raise our thoughts to you during the day often. As Mother Teresa says, that small turning of the mind to you, how it can make such a difference in our day. So thank you for this practice. Thank you for the bodies that you've blessed us with to live and love and play and work. And may we think of you often during our day and bless you by our presence and receive your blessing in return. In Christ's name, amen. Yes, sirree. So let's go ahead and stretch out. Take a nice big stretch here. reaching out end to end on your mat. Take a big breath in. Maybe just feel your body here. Take whatever stretch would be good for you this morning. We're going to take it nice and slow today. So very easily take your knees into your chest, and you can just take hold of your knees on the outside or reach underneath the knees and draw your knees towards you. Notice how this feels in the shoulders. Notice your back resting down. And just rock the knees away from you and towards you. Breathe. And then we'll rock knees side to side. Good. So let's take the soles of the feet to the floor. And we'll pick up our right leg. Pick up the right foot. Stretch the sole of your right foot up to the sky. And then pick your arms up. So you're going to have your arms about shoulder width apart with fingertips reaching straight up. So the sole of your foot presses up. Your fingers are reaching. Let your shoulders rest broadly into the mat underneath. So soften your shoulders. And then take a full deep breath here. And then on your exhale, we'll slowly lower your leg to the mat as your arms reach overhead. And noticing as you lower the oppositional reach with the sole of your foot and your fingertips. You have a nice deep breath here, a long reach in either direction. And when you're ready, on your next exhale, let's draw the right knee into your chest. Catch it into your hands. And then drop the sole of your right foot to the floor. And we'll draw the left knee in, catch it in your hands here just for a second. And then lift the sole of your left foot to the sky, noticing all along how you're feeling in your leg. Sole of your foot, press up, and we'll take fingertips up now. So again, your arms are about shoulder width apart with the shoulder blades just settling gently into the mat. Just let the mat receive the weight of your shoulder blades. The fingers are reaching up. And we'll take a nice full deep breath here when you're ready. And then on your exhale, lowering your leg toward the floor slowly. As you slowly reach your arms over your head, you'll notice a little engagement of your belly. Reaching out end to end. And take a breath here as you stretch out and lengthen. And as you exhale, draw your knee into your chest, catch it in your hands. And stay here. So we'll stay here. We have the left knee drawn in. We'll take the right leg, stretch that out along the floor. Just take a moment to reach this way. Take the knee towards you, towards your shoulder, towards your chest, whatever feels right. And notice your sensations in your body now. How does it feel? Where are you noticing this? You may notice it in the front of your right hip, of the long right leg there. This is really kind of an opening for the hip flexor here on the right, and maybe a little on the hamstring on the left. Just soften your shoulders, take a breath, press out through your feet. And on your exhale, release your left foot to the floor and draw your right knee in. And stretch your left leg out. So now the right knee snuggling in towards you, left leg is pressing out. Notice where you feel this. Breathe. So also softening shoulders, softening your face. Notice. Good, and then we'll draw the left knee up to meet the right and rock the knee side to side just a little bit here. And we'll take our hands to our kneecaps and do our rowing motion to loosen up the hips a little bit. So we'll just separate the knees apart and then rock them away from you and back together and then pull them towards you through center. So we're just circling the hip sockets around. Very easy, slow, fast, whatever feels good for you. Breathe, stay with your easy breath. Shoulders are easy, face is soft. And draw your thoughts down into your hips, see how that feels for you. And then we'll reverse it. So pressing out and around. Breathe. Good. And then come back to center, and we'll take both feet up to the sky. And flex and point through your feet. Notice how your feet feel today. Notice the backs of your legs. Notice that your back is completely settled into the support of the floor. And then stop in your flexion and press the heels up. Breathe. And then point your toes, take a breath. Good, and then we'll circle around through your ankles. Notice how your feet are feeling. And other way. Snap, crackle, pop. And then come to center, press up to your feet. And then draw the knees to your chest. And so we'll take soles of the feet to the mat with your knee bent. And let's take the right ankle across the left knee. So it's going to be like you're sitting in the chair, you got your ankle across your knee. You'll take your right hand to your right thigh and just press that thigh away from you a little bit. Press it out. And then press it out. And so if this is enough for you, just stay right here. If you like, you can pick your left knee up and draw it towards you as you reach to your hands and catch behind the left thigh. Or you can hold on to the outsides of your knees. Just draw it in as you're comfortable. So notice how you're feeling in your hip here. And soften down, take your back to settle it into the floor. Let your shoulders relax. Allow your breath to move nice and easy and settle into whatever sensation you're feeling. If you need to back off, please back off. Maybe take your left foot to the floor. If you'd like, just stay here, take a couple of easy breaths. Think about creating space in your right hip. Notice your neck now. Notice that your neck is nice and lengthened and neutral. You don't have your chin poking up to the ceiling. Or just kind of notice how you're aligned here. And then maybe rock the knees side to side a little bit and notice where you register that motion. How does that feel? And if you come to a place where one area feels like it needs a little bit more attention, just stop there and draw the left knee in a little closer. Take a breath. And then we'll release the left foot to the floor. Take the right sole of your foot up to the sky and lower that leg down slowly to the mat. Ooh, feel that nice length. Reach your arms up over your head. And then we'll bend the right knee and we'll take the left foot. Here's the left foot. Cross it over the right knee. And so watch your alignment. You want your knee to be in alignment with your hip on the right side. And take your left hand to your left thigh and press it away a little bit. Press it and release. Press and release. And then if you want to stay here, please stay here. If you like, pick up your right foot and draw the knees towards you. So that left knee stays pressed out to away from you. Let's think of it that way maybe. So holding on to the outsides of your knees or reaching through your legs. Soften your shoulders, soften your face. See if you can maintain some easy flexion in your ankle to keep your shins in alignment. Just notice again how you're feeling here. Take a breath. And then we'll rock the knees gently side to side. So exploring here, this is what we approach with curiosity. Just say, what's going to happen if I rock slowly to the right and back to the left? And where might I need a little bit more breath, a little bit more space, and just hold there a little bit, breathing. Good. And then we'll drop the right foot to the floor, press the left foot up to the sky, stretching out that leg, and we'll slowly lower the left leg to the mat as you take your arms over your head. Good. And now both legs reach out, stretching end to end. Circle out your wrists a little bit. Good. And then we'll draw knees in one more time as we roll over onto our right side or the side toward the computer. The screen. Your friend, your computer here, your buddy. Oh, so come on up to sitting. And so how does it feel to be sitting up? So let's take a moment to let everything settle. Your body shift into that sitting up mode. See how your sit bones, your hips are resting into the mat or your folded blanket or towel, whatever you have. And we'll just take hands to knees. And then growing your spine up nice and tall, broadening your collarbones. Noticing the length of the back of your neck, just nice and long as you draw the abdominals in and then lift the heart. So it's that wonderful suspension. I hope you can feel this, that suspension between lifting up to the sky, grounding into the earth. And there you are, suspended in this wonderful place between heaven and earth, and using your abdominals to lift, back muscles to keep you erect here. And so if you're comfortable closing your eyes here, just close your eyes. And we'll come back to breath here. So gently drawing your breath in through your nose. As deeply as you can. If you'd like to count, maybe to a count of 4 or 6. And then exhaling to that same count, 4 or 6. And as you're breathing, noticing how you're aligned here. You want your ribs to snuggle in. Drawing the crown of your head up skyward. And going back to our thoughts this morning of those gentle, easy prayers, just short, sweet little liftings of the mind, liftings of the heart up into God's presence. So what would that be for you today? And then on your next exhale, let's lower our chin to our chest, lengthening out through the back of your neck, keeping your spine tall. And on your inhale, coming back to center, and regroup here for just a second, and then lift the chin up. Take a little lift up, and then coming back to center. And then we'll take the right ear over the right shoulder. So we're just resting the right ear over, reaching out long through your left fingertips. And maybe drawing little circles on the mat next to you, just finding that sensation of fingertips meeting the floor. Reaching out and away, coming back. And then lifting your fingertips gently off the mat and pressing out long through the fingers. And now turning your thumb up to the sky and pressing your arm back behind you a little bit. So this is always a place where you can play with it, where you can circle out, you can draw your arm way back, you can just play with rotating the arm from the shoulder, checking in, pressing out through your palm. And then we'll come back to our knee, and on your inhale, slowly lifting your head back through center, maybe easing out the shoulders a little bit. And then taking left ear to left shoulder, taking your right fingertips down. Ooh, Lordy, how's your neck feeling today? My neck needs a lot of breath, a lot of space. So reaching out, maybe drawing those circles on the mat, feeling the sensation of your fingers in that sticky mat, the bumps. And then coming back and lifting the fingers off the mat, stretching out long through the side of your neck, down through your shoulder, and cascading down your arm through elbow and wrist, fingers, and beyond. And then playing with the space there if you like, just kind of rotating your arm from the shoulder, pressing out, reaching down, whatever feels good. Again, curiosity, exploration, breath, and maybe a short prayer. And then taking your hand back to your knee, let's lift your head back through center, ease your shoulders out a little bit here. So we'll take a moment to take our hands to our scalp and bring ourselves some comfort today, just massaging out your scalp here all the way around the back of your neck. Breathe. So notice what the pressure you're using, and if you have a sense of compassion. So I'm going to invite you to just find a sense of compassion towards yourself today, and whatever you're feeling, whatever you need for this day. And then we'll come to our forehead and interlace fingers there and pull side to side over your ears. Good. And then massaging your ears here. All inside, outside, all around the little perimeter there. Ooh, feels good. So let's take the tops of our ears and pull straight up. Take a breath. And we'll take the center of your ear, pull out. And the bottom of your earlobe, tug down a little bit. And then we'll take fingers to your chin. So you'll take your thumbs underneath your chin. We'll take our fingers on top and just draw side to side up through your jawbone. Breathe. A few times. Good, easy breath. Nice. And now I'm going to show you something. Ease out your shoulders. Something that will help if you spend a lot of time on a device, or if you're looking at your computer a lot and find your head forward like this, trying to see what you're doing. Often what happens is the muscle that flexes draws your chin to your chest and also turns your head will get really tight. And so that it attaches at the back of your ear, and it's that ropey muscle that goes all the way down to the top of your sternum. So if, say, you're doing your right side, you want to take your left hand across and feel, and then take your chin kind of down toward the sternum, and you can pull in here and feel it. It goes all the way up. So you might want to just take a moment to see if you can find it. It's like a rope that goes down from the back of your ear to this point of your collarbone, and sometimes it can get really tender. So you might want to just take that and you kind of pinch, you get it in your hands, you get it in a little grip, and you just kind of work it up and down, side to side, pull on it a little bit. But that will help you maintain your posture. It will help keep the back of your neck from being so tight. But I think all of us probably need work here right now. So we'll go around to the other side, switch hands, go to the other side, take your chin kind of down towards your shoulder. And you reach in there and you just feel it. Give it a little love here. Sometimes it's so tight it gets stuck there, so it's kind of hard to find it. So just notice how that feels for you today. You can go back and give it a good work once over later on. But it does help to do that. And it also helps to hold on to where it attaches behind your ear. Hold on there and then pull away from it and pull the chest down. Just give it a little swipe here and pull. Let's go to the other side, give it a little swipe, a little pull. So that's our little tip for the day, our little self-massage tip this morning. All right, so let's go ahead and so we did the head and our neck. And so we'll take the shoulders up and back now. Let's concentrate on the shoulders. Breathe and roll them up and back. And then let's reverse other way. Good. And so let's come to center, sit up tall. On your inhale, if you're matching your inhale with your motion, let's take shoulders up towards your ears. And then on your exhale, drop them down. So like a little elevator, take them up and then drop them down. And we'll do it just a couple more times if that's comfortable. If you're ready to quit, just quit. Down, up, and down. Good. And let's take hands to shoulders here and the elbows up and around. Noticing as you do this, maybe you'll feel this in the chest, your chest, and reverse. And breathe. Good, good. So let's take the elbows out and take the hands out here. So it's a goalpost arms with relaxed shoulders. And just rotate. Breathe here. Up and down. Good. So how's that feeling for you? Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. Good. And come down, and we'll take the shoulders and roll a little bit, maybe side to side. So let's do what we did last week for our hands and our wrists. So we're going to start with the hands here and make a gentle fist and open. If you're working on the computer a lot or doing crafts or anything that you're doing during this season, this will be hopefully helpful for your hands and your wrists to open up and in, up and in. And let's take the palms out now, and we're going to stretch out, and we'll take our thumb across to our pinky, and then the ring finger, middle finger, pointer, and stretch. And we'll do that again. Let's go the other way. So we'll take pointer, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky. Good. And then stretch them out, just kind of move the fingers all around, and then begin to circle out the wrist. So this is our little hula time. If you want to take a little exotic little hand motions all the way up. Take a little adventure up there, up to the sky, and then you're going to come down, just rotating your wrist. You can go off to the side. Moving back to center, back around, other way. Ooh, just feel that space. Good. And shake it out a little bit, and we'll come to center. We'll take the right hand out, and the left finger is on top of your right fingers, and just pull back. So you're just stretching the palm of your hand to your level of comfort. And breathe. And then we'll go the other way. Pull back. I can really feel this here. I don't know if you can. There. And so one more thing. I'm going to turn the palms up. Take your elbows right into your waistline. Draw your hands a little bit closer, and we'll just move the hands toward each other and away. So fingertips come toward each other, and then press out. Good. Good. So hopefully these things will help your neck, your shoulders, and your hands and arms feel a little bit better here. So good. So let's take the legs out, and we'll reach forward, give the legs a little massage. So being mindful, maybe if you're reaching to your ankles, you can take a little rub of your ankles first, and then come up your shins. Be mindful of your knees. Give your knees a little love here, all around the attachments. The hamstrings, quadriceps, all attach all around the outsides of your knees. Get a little blood moving there, and come on up your thighs. Breathe, and then we'll thump out the rear end. So a gentle fist, just take a little thump all around. Good, good. Shake that out. Good. So let's do a little twist here. So we'll take the right foot up. So you have a choice here. You can take the right foot up either beside your calf here. You can take it across. And you can also take the bottom foot underneath if that suits. So just notice where you feel most comfortable today and find that. So we have, I don't know if I said my right or my left, but anyway, whatever knee is up, you can take the opposite hand, and we'll sit up nice and tall here. Find your seat first, wherever you are, and then reach out with the opposite hand. Take a breath, come on up, keep your shoulders soft. And then we'll just gently begin our twist toward the knee. Take your hand down, take the opposite down hand around behind you. So stop right here for just a minute. It's always good to check in. So find your hips, lift your spine, send whatever leg is in front, send that hip back behind you, which initiates a spiral as you begin to turn. So you take your little twist here, and we're just starting. So you don't have to worry about spiraling all around. You're just going to explore, okay? So we're warming it up a little bit, come around, And see how that feels for you today. If you need to back off a little bit, just back off. No big deal. It's all good. So sit up nice and tall. Find your breath. Allow your head to follow. And breathe here. So the leg that's on top, the foot is pressing into the floor. Draw your abdominals in, lift your belly. So notice if your twist wants to get a little deeper, you might want to back off a little on an inhale, exhale, lift your spine, turn. And then when you're ready, on your inhale, lift your spine. On your exhale, we're going to rotate around other way, just kind of reverse that a little bit, little counter twist. And come back to center. And here we are. So let's take other side. Take your legs out, shake them out a little bit, see how that feels. Maybe flex and point your feet, see what feels good for you. You're in your house, you can do anything you want. So let's take opposite leg across. And we'll see where you want to go. Do you want to go down by the inside of your calf, outside, up a little farther? Do you want to take that other foot, tuck it under? But just find your seat. Lift your heart, lift your heart, lift your heart, lift it up. And we'll take opposite hand out and reach way up. So notice when you get to the top how long your spine is. You have this nice long line from your tailbone, your sit bones, all up through your spine, way up through your fingertips. So allow that to lift you up to make start your turn. Take your other hand behind you. Hip goes back a little bit, starts the spiral. Hand comes down. Your hand is resting behind you on the mat to help you lift up a little bit. So notice how your ribs feel. Notice how your body's feeling. Take your breath around. So how is this for you today? We're just going to stay here, noticing our breath, noticing what you're seeing. Maybe it's time for one of those small prayers. Just a short, I trust you. Short, I need you today. What is it for you this morning? Good. So on your next inhale, let's lift up tall. On your next exhale, float around, come around to the other side, and come back to center, and we'll go on to all fours. So last week, we experimented with a little sunbird, which can be done with just your leg. It can be done with both arms and legs, and we'll play with that a little bit. But first we're going to do cat-cow. So let's do a little cat-cow first, just to realign your spine after those twists. And we'll come to center. When you're ready, just start your breath. You're going to take either an inhale and lift, or an exhale and round first, whatever feels right. Then an inhale, lengthening your spine when you're ready. So just take it at your own pace. And down. So when you do this, you're thinking about realigning your spine and center there. We've done all that spiraling. Now you're just going to allow your spine to move right, back and forth through center. And the next time you come up, let that be your last in-breath with your cow pose. Exhale, cat, and sit back to child's pose. So you might need to widen your knees a little bit. Press back to whatever child's pose feels good for you today, either reaching out ahead of you, maybe take your hands around behind by your ankles. Maybe your hands are under your shoulders. But just take a moment to gather in, be nice and still and easy. Notice your breath. And when you're ready, let's just rise up, come back to all fours, and we'll take the right leg out behind us. So if you want to just do the leg, you would take your leg out and then curl it in and draw your head under like this. So you can come this way, like that. Or you can do the opposite arm and leg, sort of like spinal balance. You would take an inhale out and an exhale, pull arm and leg in. The opposite elbows kind of coming in, just pulling in maybe toward the knee, and then inhale and lengthen. So take it at your own pace in whatever way feels right for you. Pulling in on your exhale, lengthening and extending on your inhale. So maybe taking some time to really feel all the expansion and extension on the inhale. Allow it to be very, just give that nice pull, side to side, end to end. Just see how that feels. If your wrists are cranky, you can come down to your forearms and just do your leg. You can do a leg and an arm here. And as you're ready, dropping your hand and your knee back to the mat and press back to child's pose. So press back. Good, child's pose. Isn't that just sweet? You know, you think about all those little baby portraits where they're all curled up, they're all tight, and they're so precious and resting, just resting so sweetly. That's what this pose is about. It's about resting in the palm of God's hand, just allowing yourself to settle. Very sweet. So let's come on up back to all fours, and we'll take the other side. So we'll take the left leg out this time. So you're either going to do, again, just the leg in and out, or arm and leg, reaching out and drawing in on your exhale, contracting, inhale. So it takes a little core balance, a little core strength, bringing it in and reaching out. So whatever feels good, just take that. It might be a day that you want to challenge yourself a little bit. It might be a day that you feel like you need to rest. So please honor whatever you brought with you today in your body. Good. So let's go ahead and release that. Press back to a nice, sweet little child's pose for a second to stretch out. And then we'll come to lunging. So I guess I'll face this way for this. Let's come, just come sideways on your mat here. We'll take the right foot ahead. And just a sweet little lunge. We're going to press through just to open up the hip flexor, reach forward. Hello. It's my face right in your face. And we'll press through. And if you'd like, take your hand up to your knee and really lift through the heart. So you want to gather in your strength through your core and your pelvis. Press the hips straight forward. Lift your heart, broaden your collarbones. Press through. You got a little tuck, a little engagement of the glutes here. Good. So notice how you feel. If you want to stay here, stay here. If you'd like to come down to the mat, come there. If you'd like to lift arms up, lift up. Nice reach. Good. And breathe. Breath. Notice how your back leg's feeling. Notice where you need your strength. Breathe. Say one of those little prayers. Good. Stretch up. Sometimes it's nice too. The side that the leg is in front, you can take the opposite hand on your hip and just kind of reach up. And come down. And let's bring that leg back. Good. So just for fun, let's transition to the other side through a down dog. So tuck your toes, press back in the down dog, press it out. So the shoulders are broad. You want your collarbones wide, your shoulders away from your ears, and just tread out through your heels here. Breathe. One heel down, both heels toward the mat, whatever works. Breathe, press, work it. You can kind of twist around if you want, just see how you're feeling. Good, and then come back to your knees and we'll draw the other leg forward, whatever leg that was. Take opposite leg ahead. And lining yourself up, just coming through in a gentle lunge. Here. So once again, stay here if you like, just pressing through. You always want to have a long spine no matter where you are. You're not just hanging out on your leg. Pressing through. We're coming up to your knee. Press through. Breathe, shoulders broad, take your breath, or take arms up, whatever works. Oh yeah. But you want to make sure you do not just sink in your lower back. Really keep a sense of stability in the pelvis there, in the hips. Good, and reach up until you feel good. Take one arm, other arm, whatever you want to do. Take it around, whatever feels good. And then come down, and we'll take that leg back. Good. And then so we're going to go through down dog again on our way to standing, okay? So let's take down dog, press back. Good. One heel, other heel. Maybe if you want to just shift around a little bit, you can glide forward into a plank. Go back. You want to lower into child's pose for a little bit. Play with that, whatever feels good. And just one more little press through. Come back, and then we'll walk our hands to our feet to our hands. Oh gosh, put your elbow in your ear. How about that? Why don't we try that today? And coming up to your knees here, rolling on up, coming to standing, and get yourself situated here. I like these leggings. They look funny. Okay, yes, the joys of Zoom. Okay, so let's come to center here and jangle it out a little bit. A little release of all that craziness. Let it go. And if you like, just twirling. Take your little releasing twirls. Breathe. So I'm going to take it all the way around here, all the way around there. Let it go. You know, it really is like life, isn't it? I mean, we spend this time being very contained and very aware of what we're doing with the things that we're doing on the floor. And then you just need to like cut loose every now and then, right? You ever feel like you just want to go to the club? Just want, you know, I mean, it's just turn on the music and let it rip, right? So that's kind of what this is for us in yoga today. That's cutting loose, doing our twirls. All right, so go ahead and let's do a half sun salutation, okay? So we're gonna come to center, take hands to heart. And here we are, standing in center. Breathe, good. And we'll take an inhale and swoop up nice and big. Exhale, dive forward. And inhale halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, lift. Just pull yourself on up, palms touch. And today, instead of just drawing through center, let's just blossom out. Feel that space around you. And then pull it up to center. Good. We'll do that again. Inhale up, take a nice reach. Exhale, dive. Inhale halfway up, press out. Exhale, forward, forward fold. Inhale, reach, swoop up, coming up to center. And all the way out and back up to the heart. And we'll take a moment just to quiet down. Take your hands by your side and feel yourself standing here. So here, feet on the ground, legs strong, lifted, belly strong, lifted, suspended up to the sky. So once again, it's that sensation of being just kind of suspended between heaven and earth. And there you are, right here, right now. Nowhere else to go, nothing else to do, but to be here. So let's take arms up, and we'll take hold of your right wrist, take your palm up, and just do a little side bend here, a little crescent, pressing out. Breathe. And inhale up, change hands, press up. Exhale over. Can you feel this through your side body? Inhale up. Make it gentle, make it stronger, whatever feels right, but make sure your core is holding on for you. Come on up. Change sides, other way. Good. And then come back to center, and we'll take palms facing and step way out into this 5-pointed star. So find yourself stretching out here again from the heart all the way up through your fingertips. Legs are turned out a little bit. So notice how this feels for your hips. So Want to make sure your rear end's not just poking out of behind you. You want to be, they say you could put yourself in a toaster, you know, you could spit down right in the toaster. Good, good. So let's reach out and take your legs to right or left. We're going to go into warrior two. So we're just going to press out here. Now, if your arms are tired, just take your hands to your hips. Maybe everybody should do that. And we'll just kind of start playing with, what is it like to bend, just face forward, but shift out to the side. See what that feels like today. The back foot is kind of angled in a little bit. Other toes are pressing forward. So you want to get the hips spiraling open. So that means that you have to draw your belly in, maybe tuck your tail a little bit, spiral out, and see what it feels like to press into that knee. So press out, draw your heart open, and we'll take arms up, and then blossom out into warrior two. And then we're going to take our gaze over the front fingertips. Good. So let's do a little flow here. As we lengthen our front leg, we'll turn our palms up and take the arms over our head. Straighten the front leg, come back to center. Exhale, blossom your arms out and bend into that front knee. This kind of gives you a chance to explore what the hips are doing. And if you need to move around a little bit, you can shift. But it also is a wonderful way to just experience yourself in space. Blossoming out, settling, grounding, lifting. And then find yourself in warrior two, and we'll just stay there for a couple of breaths, really experiencing the pose. Let yourself be here. Good. And so now let's drop the hands down. We're going to pivot around toward the front foot. We're going to go into warrior one here. So you're pivoting around. You might have to change your stance a little bit. So again, the hips swivel around to be parallel. The front of your body is parallel with the short end of your mat. So you're there best you can. Arms come up over your head. So your legs are strong standing here. And then exhale into your warrior one. Heart lifted, tummies up. Good. So from here, we'll do this flow where we take a breath here, as in warrior one, and exhale. Straighten your front leg, take the arms into goalpost, like this. So you're gonna inhale here into warrior one, exhale back, and inhale, and exhale, and then inhale up and stay a couple of breaths. Really finding your groundedness through your legs, groundedness through the feet, arms lifting. Good, so now we're going to go into our little balancing pose in warrior three, which means the hands can come to your hips, step onto your front foot, and bring your back leg in. So you have this little arabesque thing going on. Woo, stand up, Marcia. So this is the way I like to approach it. So you're just going to shift your weight onto your front foot, take your arms out in front, and then you're just going to reach the arms out in front of you while you just kind of lift up your back foot. And you don't have to go far, you just go to where either you're going to stop here, or you're going to go a little bit farther, or a little bit farther out, ahead. So hugging your muscles into your bones and pulling them out in opposition. Oh, I wish I could see you. But just take your time, play with this a little bit into warrior three. Good, good. So now we're just going to shift back, take the back foot down. Good, so here you are just standing. And we'll come back again to center. Just come back to the front. Take your self into mountain pose here. And we'll take arms up. And we'll blossom out again into our five-pointed star. Turn your feet in the opposite direction to go into warrior two on this side. And then take your hands to your hips and play with that again. So we're just keeping the hips and the shoulders all in alignment while we just press out to the side. Good. So see how that feels for you today. Good. And then we can take the arms up And exhale into warrior two. Just take a nice little adventure over into warrior two. Take your gaze over your front hand. Maybe say one of those little prayers. I trust you. I need you. Thank you for being here. And we'll do our flow. So we'll turn our palms up, come back to center. Exhale, blossom out. Good. So you can even play with your breath. Inhale. Really reach it up. Exhale. It's really yummy. Inhale. Reach. Yum, yum, yum. Up to the sky. Exhale. Oh, yes. Out we go. Very sensual. You know what I mean? It's just strong. In and out. And then stay. Breathe. Find your groundedness through your feet. Lifting over the heart. Blossoming of the arms. Good. And then we'll pivot around. So you could do your warrior one. So you're going to face the front foot here. Just move around there the best you can. Legs are strong. Take arms up. So once you get parallel here to the end of your mat, you're going to just settle into that front leg. Notice what happens in your back foot. You might feel a little crampy. Just take your toes and angle them out a little bit. So notice here, so we're not like diving forward. We've got this pelvis to think about. So we want to keep it aligned in here and we just shift it forward, right? Take arms up. So we'll go back again into our flow here. So we'll take a breath here in center and exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, press into that front foot, open the arms. Inhale up. And exhale. Inhale, reach. And exhale. And then as you come here, just hold for a couple of breaths in warrior one. Really reaching up, pressing. Focus. And we'll take our hands to our hips. Step on your front foot, bring your back foot in. And this is when we take arms up and reach out. So you can stay here and just practice taking your toe off the mat a little bit. Or you can begin to hinge forward, reaching out end to end. Fingertips one way, toes the other. And find your level of balance there. So if you come out of it, that's okay. You can go back again, you can take a rest, whatever feels right to you. So just take a little warrior three here. Good, and then we'll step back on that back foot, come back up through warrior one, turn to center, take your hands to your hips, and we'll look up, take a breath. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. So this is where you just might want to shift side to side a little bit. Nice and easy. And as you're ready, just walking your feet toward each other. Sit down, sit off to the side. Oh, good. How does that feel? Feel good? And we'll take legs crossed here, take arms up. Palms touch, down to the heart, and forward fold. So we're going to try to just loosen up. When you do your warrior poses, you do a lot in the hips there, holding on. So we just want to kind of ease that out a little bit, maybe just sway side to side a little. Good, and come back to center, walk your hands back, and we'll change feet. And swooping your arms up, palms touch, and to the heart. Give your heart a little lift. And we'll just dive forward, take your forward fold. So let's begin to gather in, just gather your thoughts. Take your time, breathe. Noticing the sensations in your body here. If you want to sway back and forth, and sway. And come back to center, walk your hands back towards you, and we'll take the legs up and rolling back onto your back. Take your time, use your abdominals here. Take your time, roll back, take arms up over your head. And stretch out end to end, maybe circling wrists and ankles again. And drawing knees to chest. Rocking out your back a little bit. And so from here, we're just going to go ahead and stretch out into Shavasana. So if you want to take a pillow under your knees, or if you need something under your head, please do that. So we'll take our time resting down today. We'll do a body scan. So allow yourself to get situated. Usually we say that the right foot is out toward the right corner of the mat. Maybe the left foot's out to the left corner of the mat. But you just take your legs wherever you're comfortable and begin to allow the tension to just flow out through your legs. Any kind of strain, just let it go. And with your arms, maybe just allowing them to be 6 to 12 inches away from your body with your palms turned up if that's comfortable. That facilitates opening your chest. But if you're really comfy with your hands on your belly, please do that. So settling in, beginning to release now any control of your breath. Just let it be very light and easy and natural. We'll come to an awareness of our toes. Allowing your toes to release any tension. You can even scrunch up your toes and then just release. Allowing your feet to settle. And noticing your right leg now, just your right leg. Allow tension to drain out of the right leg. Let it be very heavy and supported by your mat. No work necessary. And then moving to the left leg, allow your left leg to completely release. So maybe around your calf, your knee, your thigh. Allow the legs to soften. And now noticing your pelvis, allowing any tension across the pubic bone from hip pointer to hip pointer, allowing your pelvis to settle in and allow your hips to be very released into the mat underneath. And noticing now the difference between maybe how your lower body feels compared to your upper body. And gathering your awareness to your abdominal muscles, allowing them to soften and rest. Maybe taking a full deep breath to expand those muscles, stretch them out real good, wide and open, and then allow them to slowly rest into quiet. Noticing now your chest, allowing your chest to find ease. Your shoulders, right shoulder settles, left shoulder settles. Your right arm begins to feel very heavy and settling into the floor. Your hands release, fingers are soft. Left arm settles, left hand easy. Now noticing your back. Can you become aware of your back body pouring down into the earth underneath? And because you're fully supported in your back body, your front belly can begin to be very soft. Your shoulders easy, your neck is relaxed. Your face, your jaw, eyes, all around your eyes. Think about your eyeballs just settling back in the sockets, not pressing forward to see anything, just resting. Your tongue rests in your mouth. Your jaw is easy. Let's think about the scalp softening and settling. And as you're here, fully resting, noticing God's presence around, above, below, around, and within. Bringing gentleness, compassion, quiet. And just resting here. So we'll begin now to gently guide your awareness back to your body. Taking a moment to listen. Taking a moment now to notice your breath, nice and easy and soft. And if you like, gathering your awareness to fingers and toes, just moving around easily. And if you'd like, taking a bigger stretch, big wake up morning stretch here. And then gathering your knees in towards your chest, if that's comfortable. And rolling onto one side. We'll take a moment there to allow yourself to settle. Opening your eyes here, looking around, see where you are. Back to that sacred ordinary. Everything around us sacred. And then slowly press yourself up into sitting. And as we come to sitting up tall, we'll just take hands to heart. Take a breath. Notice there's silence at the top of your inhale. Silence at the bottom of your exhale. And in your own heart today, I invite you to pray one of those prayers, a short prayer of trust, love, presence. Those resting palms on your heart now. Offering God love from heart. Pressing palms together. Connecting our soul. And thumbs to your forehead. Loving God with your mind. And then making a little fist here, just drawing fingers together and offering our strength. And gaining strength from God's presence today. And then lifting our hands out and reaching them forward as a prayer to love our neighbor. Palms to your heart as ourselves. Thank you all for practicing with me today. Shalom.